Hey, yo, Keys, you ready?
Let's get it.
Get on your feet, Tiger fans. Let's get loud. Let's go. Let's get active. Let's go.
Yo, 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 yo. It's your boy, Be Easy.
It's your boy V Keys, and this is the You
You
Played
Played
Though
Though podcast.
podcast. What's up, man?
Man, Keys, we got a lot to talk about today, man.
Oh man, this is gonna be a great episode. We came off a great weekend
Yeah.
in Winston Salem, man. We're gonna get all into it, man.
Yeah, man. It was a good weekend for college football. Had some parlays out there. They didn't work out for your boy, but you know what, man? At the end of the day, it's all fun. And you know what, Keys, man? We ain't did this in a long time. Let's cheers to the episode, man.
Let's get it.
All right,
Sir.
Keys. Yeah, man. So we talked about we went down there. It was our first away game in Winston Salem. Kind of saw what the atmosphere is like, and I tell you this, it's nothing like Death Valley, man.
Nah, not close. Wake Forest. Okay, they don't have near the what's the word I'm looking for? The amenities
Amenities.
of a Clemson football of Death Valley, but great experience though. First true road game that we've been to, and it was all love out there.
Yep. All love is everything I thought it would be. But yeah, like you said, we'll get into that, man. But first, let's talk about one of our old ball coaches, man. The Red River rivalry, Texas Longhorns versus Oklahoma Sooners, man. And it was, like I said, man, they didn't have a smoker's chance.
Hey, you came out pretty clean with that one. Red River rivalry.
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
Hey,
yeah.
Red River rivalry.
I said it kind of slow, you know.
Boy been practicing over there.
Yeah.
But yeah, Brent V, man, brutal L. Since it was a rival game, I thought they was gonna at least have a chance, but Quinn Ewers came back.
Yeah.
Slow start, but then they picked it up second quarter, 3 touchdowns. So 34-3 was the final there. So and Texas has a firm grip on number one.
Yeah, in Oklahoma, they're 4-2, but they got a lot of questions to answer, man. Got a lot of questions to answer. So let's also talk about. I think this was game day. Ohio State and the Oregon Ducks. I think it was like maybe a three point. Vegas had them with a 3-point margin,
Yeah.
but the Buckeyes, man, it was a close game, man. The Buckeyes took that loss 31-32, man.
Man, the quarterback at the end, you got to get down. He tried to run too far. If he slowed up maybe about 3 or 4 yards shy and slid and caught it, they had one timeout. Give yourself a chance to kick a field goal to win the game, but they ran out of time.
Yeah.
So Oregon takes that.
And that's going to continue to come with maturity, man. Just understanding situational football. Another game that had the opportunity for an upset was the Nittany Lions against
The Neatney.
Nittany Lions against the Trojans, man. USC.
Yeah, Penn State barely escaped. This is an overtime game, 33-30. So they had some big players from their tight end in this game. So Penn State moves on there undefeated. So we'll see how they go the rest of the
I
season.
think they moved from number 4 to number 3. So the AP poll is giving a lot of respect out here to the Trojans, even though they're not ranked and they've dropped a couple of games. But let's talk about this. Let's talk about this one team, Keys, who consistently seems to underperform, but the AP poll has them right there in the hunt, man. Let's talk about Alabama against the Gamecocks, man.
They're only number 7 because of the namesake, Alabama. There's no way they should be number 7 after losing to Vandy, unranked the week before, and then almost losing to an unranked South Carolina team, which just got the doors blown off of by Ole Miss the previous week. 27-25, they escaped. I mean, Carolina, they had a onside kick they got at the end of the game. Lenora Sellers has made some mistakes, some rookie mistakes. Threw a pick there late in the game. That would have gave them a chance to at least go get a field goal. But Bama should not be. They still remain number 7 after that struggle win. I think they need to be out the top 10.
Yeah, they should be out the top 10. All things being equal, when you lose to Vandy, an unranked team, and you struggle with South Carolina, unranked team, Jalen Milroe throws 2 interceptions. South Carolina shouldn't have been in this game, if we're just being honest.
This does not happen with Nick Saban program. Like to lose to a Vanderbilt, which he never did, and much less struggle the next week versus perennial bottom feeders at the SEC.
Yeah.
So that just wouldn't happen.
That lets you know that it's not a mistake. So Ole Miss played LSU, and LSU ended up getting the win, 29-26.
Great game, overtime. Ole Miss kicked the field goal, overtime. First play, LSU touchdown, ball game. So that was a great game there.
Yeah, no secret. I'm not a Brian Kelly fan, but he's got the Tigers at 5-1 at number 8. So let's talk about Kansas State Wildcats and the Colorado Buffaloes. It's another loss for Prime. He's 1-6 when playing ranked teams. Shiloh Sanders, man, it was not his best game. He's rusty coming back. He's out there doing the stanky leg on ESPN.
He was out there touching earth. It was like, 21, can you do something for me? I'm like, man, yeah, he touching turf. Another good game by Shador, 388, man, 3 touches. But Travis Hunter did lead the game with a shoulder injury.
Yeah.
So hope he's okay and able to bounce back next week.
And the funny thing, Keys, is at the beginning of that game, they were talking about Colorado's impact players, and they had Travis on both sides.
He was both of them.
So
He's the team.
I'm the team, you know. All right, man. So it's time to talk about them Tigers, Keys.
Yeah, let's get all into it, man. We had a wonderful experience, an on-field experience.
On-field experience.
Wake Forest, we was on the sidelines the entirety of the game. We got some great footage that'd be easy. It's chopping up, and it looks great.
Yep. You got opportunity to speak to Avion after the game real quick, you know.
We got Avion right here. Good game, bro. You played no podcast, Avion Trail number 20 out here doing your thing. How you felt about the game real quick, bro?
Good, but it was started off slow, but I felt good.
Okay, you got Virginia next week. What you looking forward to out of that game?
Dominate. Feel like dominate. That's it.
Dominate from the first quarter. All right, man. Go ahead with your team. Congrats, bro.
Got a chance to holler at C.J. Spiller real quick, who's about to be inducted into the Clemson Ring of Honor. And this next game, or the Virginia game, we have here Saturday at noon. But, yeah, great game, man. Tigers come out 49-14. It was a slow start.
Yep.
We didn't score. We was down 7-0 in the first quarter, in which we've been outscoring our opponents 90-0.
Yep.
So this is the first quarter we've had a deficit. We trailed 7-0. But then that second quarter came, and things changed quickly.
I think we had 5 straight trips in the red zone trips where we actually scored touchdowns. We got 2 picks. Back to back, and scored touchdowns on both of those picks. So the Demon Deacons, they started off, you know, looking really good, man. From a defensive standpoint, man. We really got to limit and contain the quarterback, because it looks like that's one thing that we really need to work on.
Yeah, and they were moving the ball a little bit early on, but like I said, midway through the second quarter, we shut that down. The back-to-back picks. And another name I called before the game was Khalil Barnes.
Yep.
I said, I need a pick from Khalil. He gave me a pick.
Yeah.
So this is another week. I called a Tig out, and he made a play. When I called T.J. Park out, we need to hear your name against North Carolina State.
Yep.
Did his thing with a sack fumble. So shout out to Khalil with the pick. And we just had a great offensive performance, man. Cade over 300, Maffa over 100, Jake with his second 100-yard game, Brennan Stool.
It's part of your keys to victory last game. You said we got to establish the run. We need Phil to get over 100. Cade is still continuing to make good decisions. Bryant Westcott was not in this game. He rolled his ankle in the previous game.
Yeah.
And, you know, it just shows that our depth. Like, we have so much depth at wide receiver. Every week it's somebody getting off. You saw, well, of course, Antonio. I know you want to talk about that pass. Antonio, he might be backup quarterback here in a few.
Oh, yeah, nice little trick play.
Yeah.
But, man, if you really think about it, man, like Clemson teams of the past, you go down 7-0 at Wake Forest, you have injuries. We haven't had the depth like this at receiver in
so long.
Since,
it's been
like 2018, 2019 or so. But speaking of 2018, so Maffa has gone over 100 yards for 4 games.
4 out of 6, yep.
That's the first time through the first 6 games of the season. That's the first time that's been done since ETN did it in 2018. And we know what kind of magical season 2018 was. So if we can repeat that, hey, we all good over here at Uplayedtho. If we can run that thing back like we did in 2018. But so we're seeing some historic numbers, man.
Yeah.
From this Clemson offense.
And I'm liking the little sprinkle of adversity that we're getting, right? So it's all teachable moments. And like I said, Stellato, he was able to get into the end zone again. Adam Randall, who had just came off surgery on his foot. He had 2 screws put in his foot, and they said he could have came back for Florida State, but they said, hey, we're gonna be precautionary. Came out there, he looked good, and I think Jake, they said he has had the most 100-yard games as a tight end in Clemson history, and he's chasing Leggett for the for the touchdown record, I believe.
Shout out to Jordan Leggett. Shout out to Dwayne Allen, the former Mackey Award winner, who is, I think, is our best tight end that I've seen at Clemson. So Jake, he's making a name for himself with it, man. So he might be climbing up some draft boards as we get closer to the end of the season. And also, man, I'm gonna give a shout out, man, because once the backups came in, we were still putting up yards. Shout out to Keith Adams Jr.
Yeah,
man, he got in there, was toting that rock, running jokers over. He was,
It's looking like what we're used to seeing, right? When the backups come in, we either maintain or extend. In the past few games, that margin of victory was it was shortened because just weren't able. Well, of course, the opposition, they're gonna keep their starters in, and the backups just weren't able to keep that same kind of energy and same continue to make plays. Of course, Sammy Brown, he always he's gonna do his thing, but from secondary play and that pressure is something that we might want to talk about, Keys, man. We had 2 sacks, right? Barrett Carter had one. I'm trying to remember who had the other one. It might have been Sammy Brown. We're playing well, but that's one area where I think we can improve, right?
Yeah, and it's good, that we're kind of almost at the midpoint of the season, of the regular season. And, we won in different ways. We won a field goal game. Well, for our sake, Florida State game.
Yeah. Which is good. We like the fact, well, you always want to score touchdowns, but testing out to see if we have a kicker. Now, that is something that I'm happy about.
And 7-0, this is our first time even trailing since Georgia, if you think about it. So App State blew them out first quarter. Stanford was up 10-0. North Carolina State, so this is our first time even trailing at any point in the game since Georgia. So there's a lot of things that we can improve on, but it's good to be sitting at 5-1, number 10. We should have went up a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, went to number 9, maybe
at least one spot,
But yeah, so another good performance there by the offense, and like I said, Brian Wesco was day to day. Tyler Brown was out, so I'm kind of satisfied with the depth and how the receivers are playing. Antonio leading the way.
Yeah. And just showing that versatility. I don't know if you made the comment already, but him and CJ Spiller are the only Tigers who have thrown for a touchdown and also had a receiving or rushing touchdown. So
in one game.
One game, yeah. And that what that tells me, Keys, is opening up the playbook and trying things. So Dabo said that they never really ran that play. It was just they ran a scrimmage and practice a couple of times, but that was their first real live attempt at that. And I think we might have something there.
And then shout out to Peter Wood springing the block for Phil Moff on the 4th and 2. The 4th and goal from the 2. They put Peter in there as fullback.
Yeah.
A la Christian Wilkins. You know what I mean? Getting some play back there. Hey, Peter, you gotta get you a touchdown next time. Yeah. Let the big boys score, man.
Yeah, man.
Get them one in there, man.
Because trust me, nobody want those problems. Nobody want those problems.
Peter Woods got the ball. No.
Yeah.
And, and like you said, we need to create some more pass rush. But the middle of the line, I'm cool with, because DeMonte Capehart is a grown man in that middle.
Yeah.
He was throwing people around.
He's making a name for himself. Definitely making a name for himself.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, while we're seeing this success in the secondary, the interceptions, the turnovers, that is part of the pass rush, right? Quarterbacks making quick decisions. So, we just used to be a D-line, like D-line U, sacks everywhere, right? Scrambling quarterback. So,
Miles Murphy, Cleveland Farrell, Vic Beasley. We've had a long list of these great defensive ends, man. So T.J. Parker, hey, you still next in line, man. You know what I mean? You still got some things to prove, brother. You know what I mean? Let's go out there and make some noise the rest of the season, and just create some more pressure off the edge and up the middle. But like you said, interceptions It can kind of go hand in hand. We rushing the passer, so
Yeah,
cool.
yeah. One thing that I did want to know, Tyler Brown, I think he did dress, but he didn't play, and they got him week to week. So I'm not really sure what his injury was. I don't know if it was hamstring or what. I can't remember, but it's good that we have all this depth so that we can give him time to get back.
And then another game with no turnovers, so that was very key as well.
Yep, yep. All right, man. So it was nice to get out there, and to your point, I definitely enjoyed. One of the highlights for me was just being able to dap up C.J. Spiller, man.
Oh yeah, man, it was great, man. Just to dap up a legend, man.
Yeah.
You know, like I said, he'll be inducted this coming game in the Clemson Ring of Honor. One of the best to ever do it, not just in Clemson, but college football history as far as all-purpose yardage.
Well deserved, man.
Yeah, man. Shout out to C.J. Spiller.
He helped put us on the map during the Dabo era, man.
Yep, he was that first one that first superstar.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
And he had a nice little NFL career,
Yeah.
They say 4 years is average, right? So he had a nice little run with the Saints. All right, so Keys, let's talk about this week, man. We got some good matchups. I think game day is going to be at is it Alabama, Tennessee?
Nope.
Nope. Who has?
Yes,
game
again.
day? Let me see.
Boys in Texas.
Them boys in Texas. Oh,
Them,
Texas.
them
and
dogs in
Georgia.
Texas this
Okay.
Saturday.
Okay. All right. Well, how do you feel about that game, man? Georgia has not played as well as expected. Texas seems to be rolling.
I think before the season, I even called Texas winning this, and where we stand here, going into what we're going to week 8,
Yeah, this is week 8.
6, yeah. So as it stands now, I'm still favoring Texas. Georgia, they looked okay. The last game looked pretty decent, but Texas is kind of rolling right now. Quinn is back, so hopefully he won't have any setbacks. Even if you do, you got Arch Manning back there who's well prepared to take over at any moment. So right now, I'm favoring Texas by 6.
Okay, I can agree with that. They're playing in Austin, so we'll see. We'll see if defense travels, right? But I think they definitely got the edge. Let's talk about this ACC matchup. It was probably going to be a little more impactful when Louisville was ranked, but Louisville is playing in Kentucky against the Hurricanes, number 6 Hurricanes.
Man, I think Louisville has a chance to get back in them rankings because this can be like a Miami coming off a bye week. They got their rest. A major comeback win against Cal. This could be one of them just little sleeper games. They it's a 12 o'clock game. Louisville, it might not have the same buzz because Louisville lost and they're not ranked anymore. But Louisville can prove a big point.
Yep.
Exploit some of Miami's weaknesses on defense. And I think it might be a good game, man.
I think they do have a chance as well. Louisville has lost one ACC game, so they're still in the hunt for the ACC. And Miami's played some really close games, right? That they were projected to be, a lot. If we're looking at the point spread, it's only 4 points. So obviously Vegas is thinking the same thing we are. It's going to be more of a matchup than most people would think.
I wouldn't be surprised to see an upset, and I wouldn't be surprised to see Miami blow them out. Does that make any sense?
So it's in the air.
I'm leaning more towards upset than blowout, though. But we'll see. I mean, we'll see what Cam Ward can do coming out the bye week.
Yeah, we'll see if they really real like that. All right, so Alabama and Tennessee. Tennessee sitting at number 11. Alabama's number 7. How? I don't know. Alabama's favored by 2.5.
And Tennessee about lost to Florida. I mean, they was close. It was overtime. Florida's not a good program right now. Yeah. So Tennessee last couple weeks very subpar. Alabama very subpar. So this game, 7 versus 11. You like the eye test is on paper. It looks like a good game, but the product they both put on the field last couple weeks hasn't really been that great. So,
tell you the truth, I think Alabama has more to lose in this game than Tennessee because if Alabama does not play well again, I don't see how you justify not moving them.
Yeah, if Alabama wins by a field goal and it's a tight game, they got a ranked win though. That's number 11. So of course they gonna move Bama up. But if they lose and Tennessee wins by a point, whatever's a close game, Bama has to drop at least
At least a spot.
At least a number 10. Come on now, like at least.
Yeah.
Like because Tennessee is 11, so if they win, they'll probably move up
Maybe
back
like
to kind of where they were,
9, 8,
7ish,
something like that.
You know what I mean? But we'll see how the game goes. Tennessee's offense hasn't been that good last couple weeks, and Bama's defense has been atrocious.
Yeah.
At times, so it might be kind of interesting. So we'll see what goes down in Rocky Top.
Yep. All right, man. So South Carolina, them Gamecocks, man, they played a great game against Alabama. So that team is they're looking better and better each week. They might be a good matchup for us, during Thanksgiving holiday. But they're playing Oklahoma, who just came off a thrashing. What do you give them? Oklahoma's favored by 3.
I don't know, man. Like, what South Carolina we gonna get? We're gonna get the one. And don't get me wrong, I know they're excited with these close losses.
Yeah.
Let me say that again. Losses that they're excited about. Oh man, we almost beat LSU. We almost beat Bama. Yeah, cool. Almost doesn't count. Played a good game, no, but almost, almost doesn't fill up the trophy case.
It don't win. It don't win games, man.
So the Gamecocks who came off that close loss to LSU. Oh man, boom, 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 this and that. They turned around and got blown out by Ole Miss.
Yeah.
So is this Carolina team who almost beat Bama, played a good game against Bama, are they going to be in store for a letdown in Oklahoma? That's the question.
Yeah.
Because Oklahoma, they just got embarrassed, so they're looking for their get back.
Yep.
They'll be at home. It's a 12:45 in the afternoon game. So.
And they're 2-1. They're 1-2 in the SEC, so they need an SEC win bad.
Yeah, they need one bad, but I'll give them a little bit of a chance, but I still favor Oklahoma by like a touchdown.
Okay. All right, we'll see what Brett V can dial up there. So let's talk about this, man. Colorado against Arizona. Arizona is favored by 3.5. Colorado has not been playing well. They're 4-2. What do you think we're going to see here, man?
I think the Buffs go down there and get the W.
Okay.
Against them Wildcats. So Sedora's been playing good. We'll see what the status of Travis Hunter is, how significant the injury was. But I'm gonna go with Colorado this game.
Yeah, I'll give Colorado a slight edge as well, but that defense has to show up, man. They have not been playing well. All right, let's go ahead and talk about it, man. Tony Elliott.
Welcome back, brother.
Welcome back, man. Welcome back. So we got a nice matchup, ACC matchup. So we had 2 ACC road wins. So now we're gonna have an ACC home game against Virginia, against a coach we know all too well, knows us all too well. We're sitting at number 10. We're favored by quite a lot, Keys. Do you feel like that's right where we need to be, or do you feel like it's a little bit of an overstatement?
It might be too low because we've been covering, and this is something, that we really haven't done. I mean, like we're going to talk about the 2018, the 2019 teams, as far as just putting points on the board, like the way we're doing it. Mm-hmm. So we've covered every game handily. We've outperformed the spread. Even Wake Forest was only favored by, was it 16 or 20? Either way, we won by 35.
20 and a half, that's what it was.
So, yeah, Tony Elliott knows the program, a former Clemson receiver, former offensive coordinator, won a couple titles with us, you know what I mean? Yeah. So he's definitely a product of the Clemson Tigers. So, he has the reins at Virginia. So they're 4-2, but not really sure how they've been looking. They haven't really been looking impressive.
Yeah.
So it's a home game, 12 o'clock.
What do you need? What do you need to see out the Tigers, man? Who needs to show up in this game?
Well, we'll see if Wesco's coming back, because I think there'll definitely be opportunity for deep plays downfield again. I want another 100 yards out of Maffa. Cade, he's a weapon with his legs, man. Yeah. I seen somebody on Instagram said Vanilla Vic.
Vanilla Vic, I like it, man.
Vanilla Vic.
Hey, man, we might have to remix that one.
So, I expect to see, like we talked about. I just want to see some more creativity with the pass rush. If some blitz packages. See what I did there. Blitz packages. Yeah, man. So we can just get some sacks. I want to see
You want
wanna
to shut
say-
out, man?
I want 3 sacks at least, and I want at least 8 tackles for loss
Yeah.
at least.
Man,
I would love to see a shutout. Are you calling a shutout?
I'm calling a shutout, man.
Okay.
I'm calling a shutout.
Okay.
I remember we went to the ACC championship and we played Virginia, and we didn't shut them out, but man,
Boy.
that was man, that was quite a game, man.
Yeah, I mean, I forgot what the final was. It was 60-something to something else.
Yeah, it was a lot.
They
to
wasn't close.
A lot to a little.
Yeah. But just a little tidbit about the Virginia game, too, man. Like we said earlier, C.J. Spiller will be inducted to the Clemson Ring of Honor. So I was at the game in 2009.
Mm-hmm.
We were playing Virginia. I believe, if I got my story correct, I believe we was playing Virginia. And that's when we clinched. We won that game to clinch. We know the ACC had divisions then.
Yeah.
And so, we clinched with that game to go, I think, to end up going to the ACC championship game that year, in which we played Georgia Tech, and which is still one of the best games ever by a Tiger. C.J. Spiller had 233 and 4 touchdowns in that Georgia Tech game, ACC championship game with Kyle Parker at quarterback. We lost barely, though, and I remember to this day it broke my heart, man. But again, man, big shout out to C.J. Spiller. So I think the boys, they're going to play for him.
Oh, yeah.
They're going to play for Coach. He's a great guy. Maffa, Haynes, Keith Adams Jr. I want to see, because, last game, Wake Forest, we had over 300 passing, over 200 rushing.
Yep.
So
233.
I want to see about 250 on the ground.
Mm-hmm.
And
250? Okay.
yeah, I want to see about 250. What's your score prediction, though? You want to go ahead and get it?
Man, yeah. I think we're going to put 50 up on them, man. I think it's going to be
Okay.
59. I'll say 59-3.
Ooh, okay. Okay. All right, let me up the ante then.
Okay.
I'm gonna say, we came up a 49-point game.
Mm-hmm.
No score in the first quarter for the first time since the Georgia game. That changes. We score early and often. I'm gonna go 54-7.
54-7. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. I like. Hey, you heard it here. So hopefully the defense can build upon what they did in the second half against Wake Forest, because it was a complete shutout. Regardless,
Yeah.
even with the backups in, they handled their business. So yeah, we definitely excited for this one. So Keys, if we're looking at the top 25, we're not gonna talk about the whole top 25, but let's look at who they have ranked ahead of Clemson right now, who you got questions about. The one that sticks out for me is number 9, Iowa State.
Yeah, Iowa State. Let's stop it.
Yeah.
No, you're not that kind of program. I'm sorry. You might be having a cute little run to the start of the season off with, but I'm not a believer in Iowa State. I'm really not a believer in Penn State, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
They had a good win, but it just seems like every year once they play Michigan and Ohio State, we already know what's going to happen.
Yeah.
But Michigan is not good this year, so they should be able to beat them.
Yeah. How Michigan is 24 is beyond me.
Yeah.
But I'll say them, and is LSU as real as what they've shown. I mean, they won some games. Of course, I think the Alabama at number 7 is a little histrionics, right? They just love the SEC, love Alabama, some residual Nick Saban favoritism there, but I would say that's kind of where I'm at. I got no problem with Texas. Of course, Texas, Oregon, Ohio State. They're right where I think they should be. So I agree with you. Penn State at number 3. That's a lot.
Yeah, and quick shout out to Army and Navy though.
Oh yeah.
When's the last time we seen Army and Navy ranked?
Man, I don't.
23 and 25 respectively.
I can't even remember it. But I mean, you got BYU at number 13. Notre Dame, they took a nasty loss early in the season, but they sitting at number 12. So
That's still a little too high. But,
yeah.
SMU coming in at 21, Pitt 20. So there's some couple of ACC teams there ranked. So looks like from here on out, Clemson's toughest challenge will probably be at Pitt.
Yeah.
The Louisville game was thought to be tougher than what it was before they lost, and we'll see what they do against Miami. Because if they turn around and beat Miami, all of a sudden,
that's going to shift the dominoes completely.
Yeah.
And I got to give South Carolina some respect. The way they've been playing some of these teams, I think, it's going to be a rivalry game. That's when we're going to have to show up for.
Oh, and we will. Absolutely will. You saw what happened last year. North Carolina State, we lost. This year, we flipped the script.
Yep.
So Dabo does not lose. Well, but we didn't lose in them last year. But I'm saying we lost the last time we played Carolina at home in 22. We lost by 1 point. So that's not happening again.
So Taj Boyd is on the coaching staff. Is he going to get his first win against South Carolina this year?
That's a good point. He better.
Yeah.
He better because he.
Yeah.
I ain't gonna lie, man. Clowney had him. Clowney had him in the chokehold, man.
Yeah.
I give respect where it's due, but that little stretch, 2011, 12, and 13, they got us, man. And Clowney was clowning.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, he was doing his thing.
He was one of those generational players for them, and they have not had one since.
They had the defense though in them years.
Yeah.
They had a good defense.
Yeah.
But Deshaun Watson came in 2014 and turned that thing all the way around.
Oh yeah.
So and it ain't been the same since.
It was different. But yeah, man, shout out Taj. We're still gonna get you on. But yeah, man, it was a great week of college football. Can't wait for these games. You got anything you want to close with, Keys?
Nah, man, we had a great weekend. It was a great being in Wake Forest, great being on the field. So we'll see you guys at the next game, and then just remember you can follow us right here on the screen. Uplayedtho podcast, Uplayedtho, YouTube, subscribe, Instagram, TikTok, your Facebooks, Spotify, Apple Music. Nah, I'm playing, but hit us up, man.
Yeah,
we out here.
Don't forget to listen to us on ESPN Charlotte, 7:30, The Game.
Yep.
Just go to ESPNCharlotte.com, type in Uplayedtho. All our videos and all of our podcasts will show up. Give us a listen, man. We'll holler at y'all.
We out.
We out.